All right, every 100 subscribers, I give another little sketchbook tour. This one's going to be a little bit different. This is not one of my standard journals, not one of my standard sketchbooks. It is a Wreck This Journal by the author Keri Smith. And if you're not familiar with Keri Smith, she writes some really great books. They basically are like sketchbooks, but with like little prompts or little activities or little instruction things in them. They're fantastic to go through. I really enjoyed this one. I haven't quite finished this one yet, but I'm almost done. And she's got some other ones that are just awesome, if for no other reason, just to look at and get ideas from. So this one came out a long time ago, and I bought it a while back and went through it. So the very first thing is this cover basically just had this on it and her name. I added my name, and I added these this painting of my fingers wrapped around the book. So you open it up, and there was the title page. I've done a lot of collage in the book, as you can see. Added this and some papers here, and I'll explain this tape in a little while. Some bikes that I drew. I was really into cycling at one point and was just obsessed with it. So throughout the book, you're going to see a lot of bikes and bike parts and collages of that. This is an old envelope. I like the textures that are in envelopes that you get in the mail. This is just some painter's tape, some more sticker. And I kind of got to the point as I was going through this book that, it's all about wrecking this book. And so I went above and beyond things that she asked for. This one was just telling who the book belongs to, and you had to write your name in different ways, which I did for the most part. Yes, that's Bill Murray's eyes. So this was the instruction page. I added some words there. These are the instructions. Bill Murray, one of my students asked me to print out some pictures of Bill Murray for him. I did. He never used them, so I did. You'll see Bill Murray popping up. I went through most of the book doing the things that it said to do, like add your own page numbers down here, and I did those. And I went through most of the book before I decided, you know what, this is supposed to be a journal. I'm going to journal in it. And I came back and I started journaling in it. No matter what was on the page, I tried to go ahead and write on the page. This page said crack the spine, so you see this little tear right here. That's from me cracking the spine of the book. It says leave this page blank on purpose. I rebelled and said no. More journaling. It said to stand here. I did. You can't really see much standing, but I did. Skulls, more stickers, lots of coffee. That was easy. I always have coffee with me. More Bill Murray. This one said poke holes in the page, and it had places where you could poke holes, and of course I did, and then I poked some of my own. More journaling. This one said draw fat lines and thin lines, so I did. I drew some fat lines and some thin lines, and I added sticker lines and paper lines. And this page is for handprints or fingerprints. Get them dirty and press down. So I was working on my bike and got oil all over my hands, and so I just covered this page in like greasy bike hand page stuff, and then I wrote the word bike chain. Throw something. So I think I drew this picture of this box, and then that wasn't any of the instructions. That's red washi tape. So I threw some markers, some Crayola markers at it. It was really fun. One of my favorite pages to do because I got to throw Crayola markers and it made really cool spots. So I'm going to go through this a little bit faster or it's going to be too long of a video. More bike, more collage. As far as wrecking this journal, a lot of the stuff that you see on here was not even asked for. Do some rubbings with a pencil. I did some rubbings with a pencil, but then I also journaled over it. On this page, it said, scribble wildly and violently and recklessly, so I did. That was great. The tape that I added to the book, which again I'll tell you about later, the tape that I added made the pen bleed, which was kind of fun. I journaled over all of this. It was difficult to write on top of all that scribbling, but I did it, and I like the way it looks. This was more of the vinyl letter stickers, but this was the negative space, not the positive space. This one said tear into strips and rip it up, this page, and I did. What it didn't tell you to do was glue it back in, but I glued it back in. So there's a picture of a bike with Sharpie. It said draw lines while in motion on the bus or the train. I don't think that I did that. Sorry, I'm a rebel. This one was fill this page with circles. These are circles from an onion ring box from Sonic. These are circles from a, like reinforcements for notebook paper. This was a circle out of a sketchbook. These were the O's from vinyl stickers. More journaling, document your dinner. So here's we had blueberry muffins for dinner one night. That was kind of nasty, but that's what I did. Drew a skull, didn't ask for that, but I did it. I did a tongue painting, basically eat some colorful candy and then lick this page. I did, it didn't show up very much. Write one word over and over and over again. I wrote the word grace over and over and over again. One of my students told me that I was supposed to write one word over and over and over again, but I interpreted it as whatever word I wanted to. Washi tape, vinyl stickers, some drawings that weren't asked for. This one said to tear it out and watch it deteriorate or something, but I didn't. This one said draw an ugly drawing, something gum, poo, dead things, whatever. I drew poo. This was some Post-it note. Place sticky things here. This was sticky. This was sticky. I didn't get very many sticky things. Pretend you're doodling on the back of an envelope. So I drew a tree. I really don't remember what all these pages were. This one was fruit stickers. Basically what it ended up was just me sticking a bunch of stuff in a book, randomly trying to place it so it looked good or interesting, so the compositions were nice. Rubber bands, paper clips, staples, Post-it notes, highlighter. You can tell I work in an office, particularly at a school. Bring this book in the shower with you. I think I did that one night. It was I was afraid it was going to be ruined, but I did it. That's why it's a little wrinkled up. More Bill Murray. I don't remember why I cut that out like I did, but I thought it was interesting. There was a line already there. It was a test page for pens, paints, markers, and supplies. I don't know why I cut it out, but I did. This is a piece of paper that I spray painted on, and I cut it off and kept gluing it down. I dripped more coffee here. So I sewed this page. It said sew this page, so I did. I got some needle and thread and made a little sewing thing out of it. I did it after I had glued some stuff on this page for whatever reason. And see, this is sewn in. More paper that I had spray painted on and glued down. One of those great forms that we have to fill out as a school teacher. Washi tape. Stamps. Collect the stamps off of all your mail. I don't really get a lot of mail. I got a lot of email these days. But here's some stamps that I did get. Trace the things in your bag or pockets. So I traced my multi-tool, my cell phone, my keys, my pocket knife, my phone. Collage from an old book. I'm going to explain this cut that's all the way through the book in just a few minutes. Make a mess, clean it up. Doodle over the top of. I didn't get these pages taped back together again. I guess it's probably a good time to tell you. Somewhere in this book it says, cut through some pages. I happen to have access to a table saw. So I put my whole book on the table saw and cut right through the middle of it. Don't recommend you do this at home unless you know how to do it correctly and safely. But then after I did that, I just went through and started taping. That's what all this packaging tape across here is. I taped the whole book back together again, page by page. I skipped some pages. There's a transfer of a skull that I did that turned out pretty good. It was a transfer, I didn't draw it. More Bill Murray, some sucker wrapper, collage from a book, more collage from a book. I promise you I did a lot of the things the book told me to do, and then I just started collaging into it because I like collage and I like the way things look randomly. There it is, cut through several layers. These holes right here, there's 2 of these like on every page. It's because when I did the book, I like put it between 2 pieces of wood and screwed into the book so that the book was firmly sandwiched between 2 pieces of wood, and then I ran it through my table saw. And then I took the screws out and the wood off. Something about page with a smell of your choosing. So these were like rose petals. Oh, it's infused, this page. So I think there's a lot of coffee, and then there's rose petals. I don't think it really smells like my the coffee much anymore. Color outside the lines. I didn't do that page. Close your eyes and connect the dots from memory. Didn't do so well. This is where I think I've kind of run out of, like, I haven't finished the whole book yet. But I did most of it. Still got a lot to do. Trace your hand. I did that. Some of these were easy. And when I was doing the collage stuff, especially like the bikes, I just glued them wherever. I went through the whole book and just put them wherever I wanted to. Document a boring event in detail. Haven't done that yet. Here is a end that I just vinyl sticker in that I glued down somewhere. This is a picture of my mom. This one I think said, you know what, I don't know what it says. Deface. Something deface. But anyway, this is my mom and my daughter. Glued that picture in. More stuff, more stuff. This is more like what the book looks like when you first get it. Big blank page with some instructions. I will eventually get to these instructions one day, but I'm kind of glad that I'm doing the video so you can see some of what the book looks like before and some of what the book looks like after. If you look up Wreck This Journal online, you will find a lot of really great examples, especially on Instagram. You can do a hashtag for Wreck This Journal search, and you'll find lots of cool ways that people wrecked their journal. And a lot of people stuck more to the instructions, like write with the pen in your mouth. Some people probably did that and did a lot better job. As I was going through and wrecking the journal, I guess my randomness and creativity took over, and I just did whatever I wanted to. That's pretty much the end of it. Let me know in the comments down below if you have a Wreck This Journal by Keri Smith. If you look in the description down below, there will probably be some link so that you can go in and buy, probably from Amazon, a Keri Smith Wreck This Journal if you want to try it out on your own. And that's the book. That's it.